Most Shopify brands are constantly looking at bigger brands in their space and trying to emulate exactly what they're doing. And that makes complete sense because the brand is bigger than them. And so logic would dictate that if you do what the big brand is doing, you'll also be as big as the brand, if not bigger. The problem is, though, a lot of brands in ecom have been around for a long time. And because of that, they're not actually doing what got them to the point that they're at now. They're doing what it takes to maintain where they're at or grow to another level, which is altogether a different thing. So in this video, I want to draw a really quick parallel between the Coca-Cola store. Obviously, everyone knows what Coke is. Coke is one of the most popular drinks in the world, massive, multi-billion-dollar company, and this is what their product page looks like, completely blank, really. And I want to draw a parallel between Coca-Cola and Olipop, which you guys probably should have heard of if you are in the ecom space. You know, Olipop has a massive valuation. They grew incredibly quickly. They're on Shopify, big in the CPG space, and it was kind of introducing a brand new type of healthy drink, but in a can. It's like a carbonated type of soda drink, but it's good for your gut, right? So if we break this down side by side, we have Coca-Cola, this giant over here, much bigger brand than Olipop, been around far longer than Olipop, much more valuable than Olipop. And we can see over here what their product page looks like. And the product page is essentially a blank page with the product title, the product image, and a price. And that's really it. Now, do you think that this is the most optimal page that you could create for your Shopify store? I highly doubt it. We know with data, we know through testing that this is not a good product page to have. If we look at this on mobile, for example, if I hit the inspect tool here, it's the same type of thing. It's just a picture of the product and an add to cart button. There's no salesmanship here. There's no opportunity to even bulk buy here. If I wanted to buy two of these instead of one of them, I would manually have to click into the quantity selector. There's not even a button here for me to increase quantity. I would then have to remove the one that's there currently, and I would have to press 2 and then click away. And now I can add 2 to the cart. That is an insane amount of friction that you're going for when you're trying to add multiple products to the cart. And that's going to lower the average order value pretty significantly. On the other hand, let's take a look at Olipop. First of all, much more visually appealing. Let's switch it to mobile for a sec. Much more visually appealing. Immediately above the fold, we have high fiber, less sugar, non-GMO. So immediately for the target demographic, the type of people who would buy a healthy soda, it immediately speaks to them with the benefit that they are most interested in. Then we have the different flavors here. So you'll notice on the Coke's one, obviously, I mean, Coke does have different flavors, but like typically, you know, you're just buying the standard Coke. We have different ones here for different limited editions. They're not presented above the fold. So I have to actually scroll to the bottom of the page to see them, which again, you're going to have much more drop off down here than you are up here because 100% of people see the first part of the page, not so much for the last part of the page. So immediately above the fold, we have all of the different flavors that a user can purchase. We want to get them to subscribe. Now, granted, for Coke, it was a limited edition product, so maybe they're not going to do subscriptions and stuff for that. That's understandable. But even so, there should be some type of bulk buy option on Coke in place of a subscription option. Over here, we have the one-time purchase, which offers 12 cans in one. So there's not even the opportunity to purchase one can at a time, at least not on this product page, which then increases the average order value because you're purchasing a higher quantity. And then we have all the benefits for why the user should subscribe. If we scroll down a little bit, we have much more information on the flavor, we have the nutritional facts, we have all the benefits, and then we go into you may also like as well. And again, we have the option to add a 12-pack, not add individual ones. So this is a great contrast between a really well-established, multi-billion-dollar brand that's been around for a very long period of time, with a website that actually isn't really optimized. And the way that they sell on their e-com store is not the way that you should be selling in 2026. But it works for Coca-Cola. Why? Because they are Coca-Cola. That's why it works for them, because everyone already knows Coca-Cola, right? Whereas Olipop, starting out, you know, in someone's basement, in someone's garage, in someone's living room, they don't know. No one knows what Olipop is. No one knew about the product. People had to learn about it. And in order to learn about the product, you kind of have to be sold on the product. And that's why they've gone with the product page that they have now and have been able to grow so amazingly well versus Coca-Cola. So that's just a quick contrast I wanted to run just to show you two drink brands, both doing incredibly well, but one very well established and already a massive one in the industry versus one that kind of grew from scratch. And just show you that copying the approach of the bigger brand is not always a good thing. Sometimes you have to figure things out slightly differently because you're not already a big brand. You're starting out from being a non-existent brand to hopefully being a big brand further down the line. I hope that was useful for you guys. We do have some links in the description if you would like some help on your Shopify store. Otherwise, wishing you all the best, and I'll catch you in the next one.